Hey guys, LechK here with my 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee, and I'm replacing the oil filter cooler assembly as it cracked, leaked, made a mess in here. I cleaned it up for the most part right now, and I'm gonna be popping in a replacement, but not a standard replacement like this, because what's the point of replacing it with the same thing so it breaks again? I'm upgrading to the Dorman all aluminum structure. This thing is solid, comes with all the seals you need. You just need to screw this on top with a couple seals, which is simple. Comes with a filter, comes with new gasket filters, screws, everything. It's just the part number. It maybe costs double than the regular housing. Instead of 100, you're paying 200. But it's no more headaches. Should last you probably lifetime of your car. And especially since you got to get all the way in here, remove your upper manifold, lower manifold. It's a pain in the butt process, so strong recommendation if you're doing your spark plugs, or if you are changing this part, change it to this, guys. I'll show you. So we are pretty much cleaned up in here now, ready for the reinstall. Since I am doing full replacement, I am going to have to remove these two sensors and pop them on here. Use thread locker. I'm going to use probably some heavy duty Teflon tape. That's what the guy in AutoZone recommended, and it should be fine. Here's the oil filter cooler assembly. Here's our leak. So this whole thing's going to come out. So as you see, we have some bolts over here. 1, 2. 2 more over here, and then 1 back here. You can use, if you have a bit for that, that works. But if not, 8mm socket will work too. I'm gonna have to disconnect that, and then that hose as well over there. So let's get it out. Working on anything, plug all these holes up. I'm using shop towels or whatever you got, because look at all the dirt that's laying right around it. We gotta clean that off. You don't want anything falling inside. So plug them up and then clean up, and we can move forward. Okay, so we got the 5 bolts, 1 there, 2 and 2 to pop off. So I said 8mm, but in my case it's 1/4 inch for these. 8mm is the replacement bolts I have. So pop these off. Disconnect this clip right here. Okay, that was annoying. Now we have to disconnect this hose right here, this clamp, and then this guy. Okay, so if we pull the cooler out a little bit, oh yeah, nice leak in here. Coolant and oil actually. So remember, when you do this after, make sure you top off your coolant and oil. Get a little more space to access this hose once we pull it up a little bit. So now, let's try to loosen this up. Okay, that's off. And the other piece should just clip right out. That's a, oh push button. And there we go, guys. The cooler is out. Plastic. Can't believe it. Can't get over that. We gotta vacuum up or soak up all this oil now and prep for the reinstall. So I thought maybe you can just soak up the oil, but that oil goes pretty deep in there, at least an inch deep. So I had to run to AutoZone and got a transfer pump that's gonna help us pump it out. It was only 11 bucks, so it makes sense, guys. Day 2, let's finish this up. Bit more and we should be good. So we are pretty much cleaned up in here now, ready for the reinstall. Since I am doing full replacement, I am gonna have to remove these 2 sensors and pop them on here. Use thread locker. I'm gonna use probably some heavy duty Teflon tape. That's what the guy in AutoZone recommended, and it should be fine. This one here, this is your temperature sensor. They do give you a plug with the kit. If you don't have a temperature sensor in your car, you just plug in this with this one. It's already pre-threaded to whatever, sealed. But we're gonna move it, why not, right? We have it. Ready. Almost ready for install now. Got my sensor on. Now just gotta replace these. So put these guys out. Use like a little hook tool. And we're gonna install the new ones. There's 2 types. These are for the top, and then these are for the bottom. And then they should just pop in. Do them all, then we can reinstall. Alrighty, we're ready to reinstall. Make sure you have all the gaskets in here, that nothing fall out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then also this one has to be slid on here. Got a connector here installed, and the slider hose on, and then the 5 bolts. New bolts come with this because I don't think the other ones even come off. So let's pop it in. We'll actually make sure that this actually fits, right? Let's see. Okay. Looks like it lines up good. So before I tighten anything down, I'm just gonna connect the connectors here. First I'll do the hose. That's gonna be easier. There we go. Right, the hose is on. Now we pop it in. hose on. This goes on first. This is actually really snug fit compared to the old one. So gotta push that on first. Snap in the connectors in here so I don't forget. We can get a bolts on. Show you guys what we're looking at here. Very straightforward. And I'll just put the bolts back on the same way we did it before. And the bolts, you torque it down to 8 foot-pounds or 106 inches, I believe. That's the specs I found. I'll double check in the manual that they recommended for this. But if you've seen different, please comment below so everybody's aware. But let me just tighten it all down. So that's that. We can reassemble the lower manifold. Before you remove these, make sure that I vacuum everything out, make sure it's all clean, so no gunk gets in there. Just double check everything's connected. You are good to go. Here's what the new system looks like installed. Like I mentioned, I have a full video of the replacement on my channel. I'll check the link below. But hopefully this will last a long time, so I'll never have to open this up again. Got the new seals on and everything. Everything came with the new seals like I mentioned, also for the top. So let's all put it back, test the car, and we're all good. One thing I forgot to mention, if you are doing this project, you are removing the top manifold, get your spark plugs done too if you're over 100,000 miles. Yep.